Hey, who are you? Who called me? And that's it. I know nothing further because I found myself in my neighbor's room and he found myself on the street. So, how was it?
Yeah, definitely. He is right. After all of our stories do not seem that spooky.
Yeah, that's quite true. My friend, I'm seeing that you're trying to tell something. Yeah, go on, carry on. You may have a story like most of us, devoid of any logic.
Yes, I have such an incident actually.
Oh, really?
There is such an incident that occurred to me personally. But it's not a story in the ordinary sense of the word. Truth, I always believe, is not only more stranger than a made up story, but also greatly more interesting. The incident is quite strange and it completed itself only this afternoon.
You better begin this quickly.
A year or two ago, I was in rooms of an old house in Great Ormond Street. The bedroom walls, they were painted by the previous tenant and the place was really damp. And there were great patches on the walls. One of these patches seemed exactly like a face, a human face, believe me. Lying on the bed in the morning and delaying getting up, I came up to think of it as real as my fellow lodger. Sometimes I used to talk to it. Good morning. Had a nice sleep yesterday night. How are you? Want some coffee? Okay, don't want. You don't talk to me. While the other patches grew larger and changed their shapes, this face never did. It remained just the same, always. And then it was influenza, worrying me more than the face, because the face by then had all day long I had nothing to do but to read or to think. And it was then that this face was getting a firmer hold of me. I used to think of it all the time. Oh, what a face was it! It was a face of an uncommon man, a man in 1,000. It has a curious curve of the nose and the remarkable forehead. I remember it exactly. Well, I got better, but the face, it still controlled me. I found myself searching for one like it in the streets. Why? I had no idea. I only knew that he and I were in some way linked by fate. I often went to crowded places like railway stations, political meetings, football matches. There were so many men, but all in vain. I had never before realized, as I then did, how many different faces of men there are, but how few. The search became a madness with me, I may say it. I neglected everything else and stood at busy corners watching the crowd until they thought me mad. And the police?
What? Police?
Yeah, the police. They began to know me and to be suspicious about me. I never looked at women, by the way. Only men, 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 all the time. And then, at last I found him. Yes, he was in a taxi driving east along Piccadilly. I saw him, I ran beside him for a while, and then saw an empty one coming. I left him and asked the driver to follow the taxi.
Calm down, wear your seatbelt first. So let's have a move.
Just follow it.
Can
Just
I
follow
overtake
it. Just follow it. What a good drive. He managed to keep it inside up till Cherry Cross. Why did you stop, man? Follow.
Look, the taxi has stopped.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Man, my money.
How much?
£9. Have a great day.
There I found my man with a little girl. I followed the two in order to have a talk with him, but in vain. Other friends had joined the party.
Today is a fine day to visit dear friends.
So let's go.
Yeah.
And they moved to the train in one group. Unfortunately for me, I could not have talked with him. Then I quickly bought a ticket to Folkestone, hoping to catch my man on the ship before they boarded the ship. And again, to my misfortune, at Folkestone they got on the ship before me. And they together moved into a large private cabin.
Which man he was.
Again, I was defeated. But this time I was determined to go. Although I had just enough money for a single fare to Bologna, nothing could stop me. I could not miss this chance. I waited and waited in front of the large cabin door. Half an hour passed.
My God.
And then at this time, the man came, but with the little girl. I turned quite anxious. I looked at him curiously, as far as I remember. There was no mistaking the face. Every line was the same, believe me.
Yes, we do believe you. Continue.
It was now or never, I felt. I could not miss this chance. I went to him straight away and asked him for his card.
Oh, yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Can you please give me your card? I have a very important reason in asking. Please give it. He granted my request to my surprise, and he handed me with his card. Perhaps he thought me mad and thought it wiser to please me than not. I had no problem with that. With this, he went towards the upper deck, and I moved to a lonely corner of the ship and read the card. My eyes grew dim. My head reeled. From the card, his name was as Mr. Ormond Ward.
And then what next?
And then I remember no more, because I found myself in a hospital in Bologna. I lay there in broken condition for some weeks, and only a month ago did I return. I'd fallen unconscious, and I didn't even know it. I wrote to Pittsburgh, I wrote to American editors, and made friends with Americans in London. And what not, but all in vain. All I could know was that this millionaire had English parents who had resided in London. That's it, nothing else about him. But where he was now, to that question I received no answer. So the search went on until yesterday morning. Last night I was really tired, more tired than usual, I say. And I slept till late. When I woke up the next morning, the room was bright with sunlight. As I always do, I looked at the wall on which the face was to be seen. And I sprang up. Something strange happened. The face was faintly visible. Yes, it was faintly visible. Last night had been clear as ever. Almost I could hear it speak. And now it was a ghost of itself. I was very sad. You all must have seen the news, I guess.
Yes, I saw it.
Oh man, yeah, it was really most extraordinary story I've ever heard.
Such a remarkable one, no?
Wow, that's a great story. I really enjoyed it.
Who knew this kind of story? All the other talks of the evening were nothing compared to this.
Yeah, I really.
Yes, there are three extraordinary things, three most remarkable things about my story.
Three? What?
First is that it should be possible for a wall in London, in Great Ormond Street, to show the features of a gentleman in America. But it also has a close relation with his life and his death. Science will not be able to explain that. Second is that the name of that person should bear any relation to the spot Ormond Street where his face was so curiously being produced by some unknown agency. Isn't it? So, that was my story. It's already quite late. I need to leave now.
Yeah. We had a great time. The story was really nice, isn't it, Lucas?
Yes, yes.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, that really.
Hey, wait a minute. You said three extraordinary things, but you mentioned only two. What is the third?
Oh, the third thing. Yes, I was forgetting that. The third most extraordinary thing about my story is that I made it up just half an hour ago. Good night again, gentlemen.